Morning, everybody. It's Rob again, and it's just an opportunity to share again with you this morning. It's really hot today here in Crewe, and a lovely summery day. It reminds me of September last year. My wife and I were fortunate to be in northern Spain, and we were in the city of Bilbao. And whilst we were in that city, we happened to be not planned at all, but we happened to be with a group of people, thousands of people who stood craning. We craned our necks, as it were, upwards to a bridge called the La Selva Bridge, which is right next door to the Guggenheim Museum there in Bilbao. And 27 metres above us were competitors in the World Cliff Diving event. And they stood and signalled to the team below them in the water, some of the divers that had gone before them actually. And as these high divers prepared to leave the platform and dive into the water below, the divers waiting to receive them started to slap the water. It was a very strange thing at first sight, but what I realised was as they were slapping the water, they were breaking the surface tension. They were, I guess, reducing the tension or the resistance for this fellow diver who was about to come through the water. Listening to his disciples, his friends, Jesus heard some anxiety in the words that they used as they tried to voice how they were feeling. Their concern, in part, was driven by not being able to see how they could penetrate the surface between this world and the world that's to come, the temporary world, and into the eternal world. But you know, we read in John's Gospel these wonderful words in John chapter 14. It's one verse, verse 2. I am going to prepare a place for you, it says in the scripture, and I will come back and I will take you to be with me where I am, so that you may be there also. These words that Jesus said remind us this morning that we have an assurance, that it's possible to have a sense of assurance or reassurance. I am going, he said, to prepare a place, and I will come back. You see, it had become, I suppose, very clear to the disciples that in some way Jesus was leaving them, and they couldn't quite grasp how they would get through to where he was. And this word prepare that Jesus uses when he speaks to them is really important to us. You see, the disciples were so occupied or preoccupied with the trouble about how they would transition from earth to heaven, from here to there, from eternity, you know, all these words that we try to use to articulate this, that transition point. They struggled to grasp that he was making them, actually you and I, a promise that there is a place being, I guess, prepared for us. How comforting to know that our journey of faith as we walk through this world means that we're not going to arrive somewhere where it's not prepared for us. We'll not be alone when we get there. We'll not be the first to arrive, obviously. The divers in Bilbao had sight of the other divers in the water below them. They had a sense of assurance because these guys had gone before them into the water. And of course they were slapping the water because they were breaking the barrier. They were reducing the resistance, the tension for the entry. You know, as we walk through life towards eternity, and we're all doing that. As we do that, might we take comfort perhaps today, encouragement even, or gain strength from the knowledge that Jesus has broken the surface tension, as it were. He's gone through, and he stands the other side, welcoming us, waiting for us. He has prepared a place for us. And you know, it wasn't Vera Lynn, and it wasn't the Queen of the United Kingdom who made that promise. It was Jesus that first said, we will meet again. Well, until that day, we continue in faith to walk towards him, knowing that he's broken the surface tension. So enjoy the scripture. Enjoy your prayer life. Pray for all of us. We all need it. But as we walk forward in faith, have the courage to dive, knowing that he has gone before us and therefore he is with us. Have a great day and God bless you.